A lot of us, including me, when I started, just go into business and start with just technical skills and not much in sales or marketing skills. For those whose business is installing solar systems for clients, today's episode will give you a very long list I can guarantee you of tactics you can implement to make sure your business is more visible both online and offline. Welcome to the Tech Your Business podcast, where we break down technology so you can apply it to help your business make more money and be more effective. My name is Peter Banigo. I'm the founder and chief consultant at Target ICT, which is a fully remote IT consulting firm, which started back in 2018. Back in 2021, just at the tail end of the pandemic, I designed and installed a 3 kVA solar system for my home. I'm a very DIY person. And the research I had to do to get this done, the research before I even decided to get that done, led to my interest in and my fascination with the solar industry. So of recent, I've been talking to a lot of business owners in this solar space. And the truth is, so many homeowners are going solar. And they are doing this for different reasons. So, like me, I went solar because of the reliability, how quiet it is, how predictable it is. And I love that self-sufficiency. I love that control. I love that idea that I'm fully in control of my power supply. For a lot of other people, they might want to go into solar because of probably climate considerations, thinking of their carbon footprints, or even thinking of the energy bills, because those are becoming something else these days. So, like I've learned in the past, I've been in business for 14 years now. You soon learn that marketing with time is like your biggest job in your business. And at the end of this episode, for solar installers, for even for any type of home services business, you should have at least 2 to 5 strategies. I'll list 11, but at least there should be 2 to 5 of them that you've not heard of or you're not using, and you can implement to get your business found online. So, in my usual way, let's just go straight into the episode. The first one, the first strategy, the first tactic I'll talk about is running solar home tours. So one thing I noticed even in my case, most people need to see and experience solar working before they buy. This was me because back then I had heard a lot of things that kept me away, that kept me from biting the bullet on solar. Things like the capacity isn't too good, you can't really power large equipment, can't really power things like my air conditioners and co. I heard things like the durability wasn't good. You spend tons on batteries, and in 2 years, you have to replace these batteries. But I had to experience it powering a house. I had to see people use batteries for years without replacing them before I was convinced to invest my money in it. And I feel this is the same thing with a lot of your potential clients. So to get this done, you can have a open house, you can organize public tours of homes you've installed solar in, or probably, yes, you install solar in a home and the owner hasn't yet moved into the home. You can actually have an agreement with them to have a tour of the home, have a tour of everything being powered by solar, have a tour. Let the locals, let your prospects actually experience the solar power firsthand. They can watch the home being heated without the grid. They can see hot water from the taps without the grid. They can see electronics just living a normal life in your home with solar. I think when people see that, when people have an experience, have a place where they can have their questions answered, then you would be able to convert more prospects into installing with you. And for those who don't convert immediately, you can always have real people who are interested in solar that you can add to your mailing list. So probably later, when they are ready, they can reach out to you for installation. And this strategy works really well. If you have a Facebook page, you have an Instagram page, a YouTube page, you can cover this tour live. Live events always get a lot of your followers interested in what's curious about what's happening. Or you can also do VR virtual reality tours. I know a lot of real estate agents do that. So you can incorporate that. So you could get a broader reach than what you have at the location. So that's the first strategy. I'm sure you haven't tried that. If you have, then let's move to the next one. The next is to partner with real estate agents. So one thing I really love in business is collaboration, and especially where you collaborate with people who offer complementary services to you. Partnering with real estate agents is a great way to get prospects into your solar installation business, because you install solar on homes. These people sell homes. If you look at your stats, previous installations you've done, you'll see that these installations were done at the point where a buyer purchased the house, and mostly before they moved into that house. So this is why getting your prospects at that point of purchase is perfect. So to make this work, you can connect with real estate agents in your vicinity. You can sell them the possibility of using your solar as an upsell. So maybe they've sold the house, they've gotten their commission. They can always pitch your solar services to the homeowners and get additional commissions too, which I think it's a win-win for any real estate agents. So you can tell them at the end of their sales process, you give them a question to ask. You make things easy for them. You create marketing materials for them. You create a simple system to make it easy for, first of all, them to recommend you, and secondly, the prospects to contact or reach out to you. So that's the first. That's the second, partnering with real estate agents. The next one is where I'm interested in. It's where what we do at Target ICT, and that's working on optimizing your website. So do you have a website already for your solar installation business? If you don't, it's actually really important. So just reach out in the chat. Let's discuss on that. That's if you don't have a website. But if you do have a website, then you need to optimize it to make sure it is doing a great job of attracting buyers and convincing them to reach out to you. When I say optimize, it's just basically looking out for a couple of things. I'm not covering all, but at least looking at these ones I'm mentioning would make a big difference. So first of all, one thing favorite I have is making sure your website design automatically adjusts so that it is easy to use and looks good both on mobile devices and on the desktop. They call that being responsive. So if you've heard responsive websites, that's what it means. So it's actually interesting because even in 2024, so many websites are not responsive. And when you consider that most people use mobile devices to browse most of the time, you hardly see people using computers or desktop except they're at work, then it shows how important that is to you. So if you have a website already, get on your phone, get on your tablet or your desktop, visit it on all the devices. Does it look good on both, on all of them? On mobile, can you read everything on the website without having to zoom? If that's good, then you check if it loads fast. Everyone has a short attention span these days, so you should make sure your website loads fast. Make sure that the images on the website, the code on the website are uploaded in a way that they would load fast. So they call it being compressing your images or minifying your code and all that. So like I said, this point is can be an episode on its own. And maybe later I might do a full episode on optimizing your website for getting more leads. So the next thing I'll talk about is CTAs. If you've noticed, most people won't do a thing until you tell them to do it. So when a prospect lands on your website, you should make it clear that you want them to reach out to you, either to get on a consulting call or to request a quote. Don't just leave the website. Don't just say, okay, we do solar installations and stop it there. No, you say we do solar. Would you like to have solar installed on your property? Click here to request a quote. Click here to get on a call. So they call that the CTAs, calls to action. Make sure you have clear CTAs on your website. Then the other things are just basic. Explain your services, explain your competitive advantages over others, explain your specialization, because I realize some people specialize in installing solar for commercial properties, some specialize in installing for story buildings and so on. Then also specify your service area, because this business is local. So you usually deal with people in your locality. Then also include customer testimonials, a portfolio of the past projects. If you have one, then yes, just basically that. Basically that. Then also include a blog. So you can always have posts that bring in guests through SEO, that's search engine optimization. So search engine optimized posts on your blog that would bring in clients who are searching for what you do. So if you need any of this done, you can just reach out. Target ICT would help you set this up in seconds. So we've talked about optimizing your site. We've had 3 tactics so far. I'm sure at least one has gotten your attention. The next is sponsoring community solar. So this is a non-conventional way to get your solar business out there. And it is a way that would help the community and get you a lot of goodwill. So you can look around in your locality, look around for libraries, for schools, for recreational centers, for different things like that that might have power challenges or challenges with paying bills. Is there a way you can donate a small solar system to them? Maybe you have surplus panels, you have surplus batteries and things like that. Is there a way you can donate a small system to them? Because doing this shows that your business is committed to getting more people on renewable energy. Doing this earns your business a lot of goodwill and free press. So if you have surplus, like I said, panels or systems, this is something that you can do to get your solar business out there. Another tactic or strategy you can implement in getting your solar business out there is using drone videos. So this goes with the website I mentioned earlier. So drone video is getting a lot more affordable, and it's the perfect way to showcase your installs, your solar installs in different places, especially probably where you want to do it before and after. So you can get a drone pilot, or if you have a drone, you can do it yourself, though it's always better getting a professional to get better results at the end of the day. So you can get a professional drone pilot and have them go over your installs and get the videos. These videos will help you create amazing social content. It helps show your capabilities. It helps show how neatly you installed your panels and preserve the love. One concern of homeowners is preserving the aesthetics of their building. So having these drones fly over your installations, it shows, okay, I was able to preserve the aesthetics of the building and everything. And it's also a low-cost way. Like I said, the drone videos are a lot cheaper now. So it's a low-cost way to differentiate your business. So if you aren't using drone videos yet, please consider it. Another one is partnering with influencers. So this is a lot like the real estate agents I mentioned earlier, but in your locality, you might have people on social media, on YouTube, on different platforms who talk a lot about things like disaster prepping, who talk a lot about things like energy sufficiency and renewables. When I talk about influencers, you don't need people who have millions of followers for this to work. No, you just need people who have followers who engage genuinely with their content or their posts. So what you can do to make this work is to connect with bloggers, connect with vloggers, connect with micro influencers. That's, like I said, you don't need people with millions of followers, micro influencers talking about your topic. That's renewables, disaster prepping, and things like that. So you can offer them referral commission. So depending on how big, you can even offer them a free install on their property in exchange for coverage across all their channels. So I think before you do this, you just look at the kind of engagement, the kind of audience they have, so you can decide on what you can offer to them to make this work, because this is actually a very great way to reach an engaged audience who is sympathetic or who are already tuned to having solar on their property. The seventh tactic I'll mention is posting on online directories. This is a really old one. This has been on since the dawn of the internet. So I think for first of all, you can go on Google and claim, if you have a Google My Business listing already, you can claim your listing and complete it. So you have full control about the contact and other data posted there. Then you can also register with solar specific directories. There are some of them like ENF Solar. There is a solar directory. We're also launching one soon, a solar directory. So once that's out, it will be on this post. So you can register with a solar directory. So people who are looking for solar in your locality can always check you out and do that. So a lot of times this posting on online directories doesn't bring clients to you directly. It's not to me, I don't see it as a direct sales channel, but it's really good marketing, because first of all, it shows your business to clients. It gives clients more touch points for anyone searching for your business. It boosts your SEO, because a lot of times you can link directly, you can have a backlink to your own website from this directory linking. So, and it also prevents scammers in future from trying to set up profiles for you. So to prevent this, you can set up profiles on LinkedIn, Facebook, other social media, and industry forums, solar forums, and with your company name, so that you claim you own your online presence fully. So that's 7. The 8th point is creating shareable content. So I mentioned this earlier when I talked about optimizing your website, but that point was getting really long, and I have to bring this out because this is really important. Because like I said, that points can be a full episode on its own. So this is something I have done repeatedly in the past. Like I mentioned, I've been in business for 14 years. So over the years, I've built businesses where a lot of the clients just came only from posts we made on our blog. Examples of this, first of those, back in 2012 or thereabouts, I had a business where we set up SMS, that's texts, SMS, bulk SMS businesses for clients. And then I set up a blog called smsbusiness.com. And on the blog, I put up different tips, different strategies, and for people who want to set up their SMS business. And after a year of putting up that blog, I think for a very long time, we had people reaching out because they had consumed the content of the blog and reaching out to set up their business from that blog. A second business that worked to using that was I was doing procurements of chemicals used in oil fields. So what I did was take this chemical in this city, make a blog about this chemical in this city. I made a lot of posts on those, and What's happened was over time, I had people reach out, okay, I want this in this city. Can you give that to me? Yes, we can, because that's our business. We didn't pay for adverts. We just made those posts, really good posts, optimized, SEO optimized posts, and had people coming. So this is something that can really work. If I won't be going into solar installation, but if I am going into solar installation, it's something I would really lean hard on, especially since it's something that's local. So what you can do is blog regularly with solar tips, with company news, with new installs. Think about potential customer questions. Think about those things, those blogs, those questions your customers need answered before they can invest their hard-earned money in solar, and answer these questions in blog posts. Post videos showcasing your products, your projects, or even videos, like I said, educating homeowners on these things. So once you make these posts, make these blog posts, make these videos, make sure you optimize each post for SEO, for the search engine. So it's easy for people to search online and find your business, find your post and everything. And when you've made these posts, also share them on the social media channels I mentioned on the last point created earlier. So you have your content, like I said, multiple touch points. You have people see your content at different places, and that makes it more likely for them to purchase from you in the future. So that's 8 of them. Number 9, the 9 points. We're getting to the end finally. The 9 points is network locally. So this is an old one. I think every business before the internet, before tech took over everything, even now that tech has taken over everything, networking is a very, very big thing. Although a lot of us do the networking online, that's why I call them social networks, like the Facebook and LinkedIn and co. But local networking still works because there are a lot of people who still value that face-to-face connection, who still value that personal connection. So I brought this networking locally down to number 9 because I know it might be something that you're already doing for your business. So it's really straightforward. Just attend home shows, attend chamber events, your local chamber of commerce, join local homeowner groups, have your company participate in local school sports and social events and the like. Maybe your kids or something are in school, just try and participate. Have your company, maybe look for opportunities to have a roll-up banner or something there, because those people are people who live in the vicinity. They might want solar, but they might not know how to go about it. But if you put your adverts there, put your banner there, talk to locals there, you have a new way of getting your business out there. So partner with local contractors and suppliers, network with them, meet them, and also run solar workshops. You can run solar workshops for homeowners, just organize small events locally and have them come. So like I said, if you don't find any open doors, just build yours. So you can always build your own solar events, solar workshops, and people come in there. You talk to them, convince them. If they are ready, if they're interested, they buy from you, they install from you. The 10th tactic is advertising. Paid advertising. Paid advertising is one thing I really, really believe in because it is one of the fastest ways to get ready to buy clients, especially if you do it properly. So there are different ways to go about paid advertising. The first I'll talk about is, I'm not talking about all of them because there are multiple and more come out every single day, but one of them is Google Ads. So Google Ads allows you to show your businesses. We all use search engines and we search for people we want to work with on this search engine. So if you've used search engines, you realize that at the top and probably at the side, you see sponsored posts. So that's those sponsored posts in Google and Bing are the ads. So these ads allow you to show your business to people who are searching for your service. So you have people search for solar installer near me, maybe solar panel installer in Arizona, or solar panel cleaner in Dallas, things like that. You can specify that if anybody searches for this term, my business is going to show up. So you can just imagine someone's looking for a solar panel installer and the first thing they see is your business. What happens? There's a huge likelihood that they're going to buy from you, especially if your website is, like I mentioned before, well optimized, well made. So this is the fastest way, like I mentioned earlier, to get sales in. Then Facebook ads, Facebook, Instagram, Meta ads also allow you to make ads for people who have viewed your website, viewed your web page, viewed your videos, viewed your social media profiles, but they didn't buy. So this strategy is called retargeting, and I'm sure you've experienced it. Probably you visited a business website or you visited a business page, and you end up having their adverts chase you all over the internet for days or weeks even. So that's called retargeting. And it's commonly said that a customer or a client has to see your product, see your business up to 7 times at times or more before they buy from you. So this is one way of making this happen. They might have seen your ad, they might have seen you previously, maybe in an event, networking or something, but maybe they were busy, maybe something came up and they forgot about you. You need to keep reminding them. So you can always set up a retargeting ad to keep seeing your business till they buy. Then you can also explore YouTube, LinkedIn, and other paid ad platforms. Look for where your prospects are, see where they can, how you can advertise there. Then you can also register on solar forums and groups. There are lots of just Google, just search for solar forum, search for groups on social media pages on solar, join them, and check if they allow sponsored posts. We have a group for solar installers in the comments also. So you can also join and promote your business. Then I think one last thing is since it's a local business, like I've kept mentioning, see if radio or newspaper ads are still worthwhile. Because with these online adverts, a lot of people have left radio and newspaper adverts, but a lot of people still listen to radio and read newspapers, watch the television. So maybe you can test those out and see if they can still work for you. Like I mentioned before, multiple touch points. This is marketing. So you need your clients to see you as much as you can afford. So till they buy from you. The final point is building an affiliate system and tracking your results. So what I mean by an affiliate system is you need to build a system where when people refer you, when people send clients to you, send prospects to you, you're able to trace to know who sent this prospect to you or what channel this prospect came from. So I kept this one last as it's one strategy that would make most of the previous ones, previous 10 I mentioned, work better. So when you're trying out different marketing strategies, especially at the same time, tracking is necessary because measurements is key. So you need to know which of your marketing strategies, which of your marketing tactics that your prospects are responding to. So if you create a simple affiliate system for your business, it lets you create custom links that can easily be tracked. So for instance, you have real estate agents, different real estate agents you've partnered with, you have different micro influencers you've partnered with. You can create links for each of these people so that when you have an inquiry coming, you know that, okay, this inquiry came in from this person and or this purchase came in from this person. So it's easier for you to track referrals and pay out your commissions. So another thing having this affiliate system will do is to help you to tweak, to test, because one thing I've learned over time is that marketing is just basically testing so many things till one works. So it lets you tweak campaigns that aren't performing. You can, at least you can say, okay, this, I set up this campaign or I started this type of marketing, and in the past how many months or weeks I've not gotten any lead, I've not gotten any click, I've not gotten any inquiry. So probably I should stop wasting time and energy on that and focus on these ones that bring in the most sales, because some of them might bring in curious people who just want to look and not buy. So just look through. So you have an affiliate system which has a tracking system that would let you know where those who are buying from you are coming from. So that's 11 tactics, 11 strategies so far. And with that, we are getting to the end of today's episode. So today we talked about different ways you can get your solar or even any home services business found, because these strategies I talked about don't apply only to solar. So what we've talked about today are, first of all, solar home tours. We talked about installing solar in homes and having people come to tour and experience it firsthand. We've talked about partnering with real estate agents. We've talked about optimizing your websites or building one if you don't have one already, building an optimized one, because a lot of times you might have a website, but it's just a waste of money. Then we've talked about sponsoring community projects with solar. We talked about utilizing using drone video to showcase your installs and let people know how good you are. We talked about partnering with local micro-influencers. We've talked about posting on online directories. We've talked about creating shareable content for an SEO optimized content, so you can get found easily by people searching for what you do. We've talked about the old one, networking locally. We've talked about advertising, paid advertising. That's using the usual Google, Bing, Facebook, and LinkedIn and co. Just basically going to where people who might want solar are and advertising to them, meeting them there. Then finally, we've talked about building an affiliate system with tracking so that you can track your efforts from all these from your paid adverts, from your networking, from your partnerships, from your content and whatever. So I'm sure out of these 11 I talked about, you've heard at least 2 that you'd like to implement. So if you actually implement what you've learned about from this episode, please give feedback. And if you want to be the first to know when we post more helpful content like this, please like, please subscribe, please follow wherever you're listening to or watching this episode, and so you can get full details on any new episodes. So please also feel free to share your biggest takeaway from this episode. If you've got any form of value from this episode, if you know anyone, any solar installer who this episode will help with marketing their business, with getting out there, with getting found online, please share. Please share this with them. And anyone who is just starting, who intends starting, or who already has a solar installation business, and you know this would be of value to them, please share it to them. Then if you've listened to this episode and you need help implementing any of the things we've mentioned, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Target ICT so we have a chat. We have a Facebook group, like I mentioned before, for solar contractors in the description. So there we're going to share different marketing tips like this, marketing strategies like this, ways to please tech your business, how ways to tech your solar business and get more done with the same time, get more profitable too. So that's it. Before I leave you, getting to the end of this episode. So before I leave you, in episode 3 of the Tech Your Business podcast, we talked about how to build a strong online presence as a business owner. This is one thing that would really apply in implementing what I talked about in this episode. We also talked about in episode 16 why and how your website must pay for itself. Because one thing we believe in Target ICT is we don't just believe in building websites for the sake of building websites. We believe in building websites that will pay for themselves, at least that you would always enjoy renewing because they pay you actually see tangible benefits from them. Then also in episode 37, we talked about how you can get reviews easily with your business with a guest, Darren Tessitori, who has Thrive reviews. Then in episode 60, we talked about how you can get featured easily in the media to showcase your expertise. So once you're done with this episode, once you can just listen to these episodes, episode 3, 16, 37, and 60. And till next time when we meet again next week, just listen to those episodes. Give me feedback. Tell me what you think. Share this episode. And bye for now.